nay thì cũng có một chút mương phổ. Hôm nay các chị về thì cũng không may mắn lắm, nhưng mà vẫn phải đi thôi. Lịch trình thì đã hết rồi. Đang đón xe để đưa đi Ninh Bình Hoa Lư Ninh Bình, đi để chơi một ngày nữa là sẽ đi nơi khác nữa nhé. Mong cô chú anh chị theo dõi kênh để tiếp tục theo dõi hành trình của các chị em mình sẽ đi nơi nào thì mới biết được. Và là có phải không? Phải luôn chứ. Chào anh nhá. Okay. Hôm nay lại đi cổng anh? Đi cổng. Cảm ơn. Hôm qua đi cổng anh, hôm nay lại đi cổng nữa. Đông thế. Đông này về 50.000. Ôi nhỉ. Dạ. Và cảm ơn.
By saying hi, I mean they're gonna take some money. So yes, I want to say thank you to all of you for show up on time, and you have made the picking up a little bit easier for me and the driver. And now no more waiting. And from here, we are gonna go straight to. I'm sorry. Where are we going today?
Ninh Bình.
Ninh Bình. Okay. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Almost took you to China. Ninh Bình. Okay. And the way to go to Ninh Bình is gonna take somewhere around 2 hours. And halfway, we're gonna have one short toilet break halfway. Right now, our driver is performing, and he is gonna navigate the bus outside the traffic of the city and get us onto the highway. On the highway, things are gonna be easier on the highway because we can say goodbye to all of those scooters and motorbikes. Only the big boys on the highway are faster. So, yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, how are you enjoying the traffic in Vietnam? Is it good?
Awful.
That is a historical question. But the traffic in Vietnam is pretty crazy. This is right now the rush hour. People are going to the office for work. And when it comes to the rush hour, things are pretty crazy. There are no rules. The rules are just for the weak. There's no safe zone too. People drive on the sidewalk as well. That guy right there, driving on the sidewalk. The sidewalk in Vietnam not for walking. It is to park the motorbike and set up the street food restaurant. That is what the sidewalk is for in Vietnam. So yeah, the traffic is the population of Hanoi is around 10 million, and it's the second biggest city of the country Vietnam after Saigon in the south, about 12 million. But with 10 million population of Hanoi, we have around 5.5 million scooters and motorbikes, and that is a number for registered vehicles. And we also have unregistered vehicles too. The real number is even higher. So if you take out the children and the elderly, almost every single adult have a motorbike. More than a regular motorbike. So motorbikes more cost efficient. And reason number 3. This reason is just for me, okay? I think the reason that the Vietnamese people drive the motorbike is because we love to have the feeling of having your girlfriend sit in the back and hug you from the back. Okay? That is one of the luxury that the people who on the motorbike do not have. So when you travel in Vietnam, I suggest you can rent a moped or a motorbike, drive around and have your girlfriend, your wife sit in the back and hug you. And that is very cool.
Warm feeling.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, when we're on this topic, I think I will teach you what I think is the surviving skill when you travel to Vietnam, and that is crossing the street, because I see a lot of customers struggling with this. They want to get to the other side of the road, and they want to find the right moment, so they just stand there. I'm telling you, there will be no right moment. You have to create a moment for yourself. So here's how you do it, okay? First of all, look at the eyes of the drivers of the car coming. It's like you're having a moment with them. And then you walk slowly and confidently. Confidence is a key, okay? Confidence is a key. And don't run. Don't run and don't change your pace suddenly. Because if you run, you're gonna freak out the drivers and they don't know where to go, and then they're gonna hit you. If you have a piece of paper like this, like me, you can wave it at the car coming. The drivers in Vietnam, they go pretty slow. They're gonna see you coming through, they're gonna slow down, they're gonna wait for you. Okay, please take a look to the left. Welcome to the local specialty of Hanoi, the river of motorbike. Some people compare the traffic in Vietnam to water. When there's a space, the water will occupy the space. So yeah, just by walking slowly and confidently. If you have a piece of paper, you can wave it at the drivers. This is to make yourself more noticeable. If you don't have a piece of paper, you can do a little hand gesture like this. Okay? It's like you're having a superpower, stopping the metal. And pray, pray could help too. But please don't close your eyes when you're praying. Okay? Please open your eyes. And that is how you can cross the street in Vietnam, just by walking slowly and confidently. Okay? But be very careful though, because this technique is very addictive. Once you have mastered this technique, you want to do it everywhere. So please do me a favor, don't do it when you go back to the country. Okay? I am not responsible for anything that happened when you go back to the country. Whatever works in Vietnam, stay in Vietnam. Okay? In Vietnam only. Alright, and so enough chit chat about the traffic. I want to give you the information because we are gonna get a lot of the traffic jam on the way, even the way back and forth. Traffic jam. Because the way we go is also the rush hour, the way to go back, also around the rush hour. So get used to the.
What time will we be back in the hotel?
I would say around 7:30.
7:30. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to go over about the schedule for today. First thing first, my name is Toan, T-O-A-N, and I'm going to be your tour guide for today. And joining us today, we have Mr. Thế Anh. He is our driver.
And
You cannot see his face because he's driving. If I tell him to turn around and show his face, we're going to have a problem. But Mr. Thế Anh is a very skillful driver with over 10 years of experience driving a tour car like this. So we're in good hand, okay? Also a very serious man. Doesn't even talk, not even to me. Also very minimum sense of humor, but maximum driving skill. That is our driver. We can put the trust on the driver. He's gonna get us to where we need to go. So after around 2 hours, we're gonna get to Ninh Bình, and halfway we're gonna have one short toilet break halfway. I'll let you know if, when we're closer to stopover for the toilet break. So when we get to the Ninh Bình province in the morning, we're gonna have one activity in the morning, and that is we are gonna visit the Hoa Lư Old Capital, or the Hoa Lư Old Citadel. It is considered to be the first official capital of the country Vietnam after the king settled. Before Hoa Lư, there are other capitals, but they are more of a temporary terms. And Hoa Lư served as the capital of the country Vietnam for 42 years, from 968 to 1010. So it's over 1,000 years ago, very, very long time. And inside the Hoa Lư capital, we have two temples to worship the two kings. First king, he has a contribution of building the country from the civil war, and the second king, he has a contribution of defending the country from the attack of outside invaders. And when we're inside, I will give you the information about the life of the two kings, about their contributions, and how they died also. And spoiler alerts, some part of the history is gonna sound like Game of Thrones. Okay. Anybody here is a fan of Game of Thrones? No? You're underage? A lot of killing, big twist coming up at the end. I think there's a very big twist at the end. You would not see that coming. So that is for the morning. We're going to visit the Hoa Lư old capital. After we finish with the Hoa Lư capital, we are going to go back to this bus, and the bus will take us to a local restaurant for the lunch. And for the lunch today, we're going to have is a buffet lunch. There will be two sections, one section with more options for vegetarian customer with a vegetarian diet, and one section for the customer with a non-vegetarian diet. And when we're inside the restaurant, I suggest that you can try the local specialty of Ninh Bình. Do you know what is the local specialty of Ninh Bình? They are the goat, G-O-A-T, very popular in Ninh Bình.
So we went.
It is a funny belief in Vietnam that if you eat goat meat, it is going to increase your manpower, increase your performance. Okay? So gentlemen, later at the restaurant, you know what to do. Okay? Eat a lot of goat meat. I see one customer was talking. That is for the lunch, and for the lunch, the food is already included in the tour, but not the drinks. If you order the drinks, then please make the payment to the staff of the restaurant. And in the tour today, you will be provided with 2 bottles of water, one that I just gave you, and one will be in the afternoon. So that is it for the lunch, and after we finish with the lunch, we're going to go back to this bus, and the bus will take you to the second stop of the tour. So after you have a big lunch, we figure that you might need some time to digest all the food. So we are putting you on the boat. We go on the boat trip. And the name of the boat trip is called Chang An. Chang An boat trip, it is right now considered to be the best boat trip of the whole country Vietnam. Best one. You know that Ha Long Bay always ranked number 1 in the country Vietnam when it comes to tourism. Also when it comes to the foreign customers. But Chang An, when it comes to the local people, it is even more popular than in Ha Long Bay, because the Chang An boat trip has similar kind of limestone mountains that is unique in Ha Long Bay, but also it is much more convenient for you to just get on a boat in Chang An than to rent a cruise boat, which involves a lot of paperwork in Ha Long Bay, a lot of procedures, and also you're going to see a lot of things on the Chang An boat trip. So what are you going to see on the Chang An boat trip? Number 1 you're going to see is the rice fields. The rice fields are very popular because Ninh Bình is the countryside, and farming is still number 1 occupation in Vietnam. Number 2 you're going to see on the Chang An boat trip is you are going to go pass by some local temples and local pagodas. And because the Chang An boat trip is a combination of the nature and also the spiritual holy places, that is why it is ranked very high in Vietnam when it comes to the national heritage site. Very, very high, on top, almost level 1. And for the tour today, on the boat trip, you are going to have 1 stop where you can get off the boat and visit one of the local temples. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do when you get onto the boat is to take a picture of the boat number, or the boat have numbers. Okay, so take a picture of the boat number so that after you get up from the boat, you take a lot of pictures of the temples, and you can find your way back to the same boat. Don't get on the wrong boat. You just go to China. So 4 persons going to be on 1 boat, so for some of you, you're going to share the boat trip with the others from our same group. Okay, and that will be for the Chang An boat trip. And mountains, which is unique in Ha Long Bay and also in Ninh Bình, because from the center of Ninh Bình to the ocean is actually pretty close, about 30-35 kilometers to the ocean. The formation of the limestone mountains in Ninh Bình and the formation of the limestone mountains in Ha Long Bay is actually the same kind of limestone mountain. But the difference is here we have is a river, and the small boat can be cruising between the mountains, and you can see more of the scenery. And the number 4 thing you're gonna see on the boat trip, and this is what makes the boat trip in Chang'an so special, is you are gonna go through some tunnels. The tunnels or the caves is where the water runs to the bottom of the mountain. So you go from one side of the mountain through the tunnels to the other side. And in total, you are going to go through 4 tunnels in total. 4. And the longest one is 320 meters long. And inside the tunnels, very small. Only one boat can fit in another town. And sometimes inside the tunnels, you will find yourself having to duck your head to avoid the rock inside the tunnels. So it will be fun. Okay? Please watch your head and don't break the rocks. And the good news for you is for the Chang'an boat trip, you will not have to do the rowing, because there's gonna be a local boatman or boatwoman take care of the rowing for you. And at the end of the boat trip, if you're happy with the service of the boatman or the boatwoman, you know what to do. And that is the second activity, the Chang'an boat trip. After we finish with the Chang'an boat trip, we are going to go to the bus, and the bus will take us to the third and also the last stop of the tour, and that will be, we go to the Mua complex. The Mua complex is where the customer do the hiking. The hiking, aka, is the suffering. Has anybody here been to Ha Long Bay already? 1 group, 2, 3 groups? Okay. So if you have visited Ha Long Bay, I'm sure that you have visited the T-Top Island. And the T-Top Island, it is going to be the demo for the hiking today. Because the height at the top of the T-Top Island is at the height of 92 meters height with 400 steps. But the mountain that we are going today, the height at the top is at the height of 142 meters height with only 500 steps. So only 100 steps more, but the height is almost double. So you can tell that the steps here are the bigger steps. The first steps are the easiest because they want to invite you in. And then the higher you go, the bigger the steps will be. And the last steps are the hardest. For the last steps, it goes all the way from your feet to over your knees for one step. So good luck. And that is the last activity. And the reason that I call the hiking is the suffering is because you know the concept of the suffering in Buddhism. And to talk about this, we have to talk about the very famous novel Journey to the West from China. Anybody knows Journey to the West? Daisuke. So yeah, it's about a monk and the 4 students, including the monkey king, Wukong. They want to get the Buddha books, but they have to travel all the way from China to India on foot. And on the way, they have to overcome the total pathway of 108,000 miles and overcome 81 deadly challenges. So you can say that for a normal people to see the face of Buddha and to be exposed to the wisdom of the true enlightenment, you need to suffer. Okay? And that is the same concept for the hiking today, because at the height, at the top of the mountain, we have a small statue of Lady Buddha. At the bottom, they have the statue of the monk and the 4 students. So they don't even hide anymore. They are telling you that you are going to have to suffer. And yeah, for you to see the face of Lady Buddha, you also need to suffer. That is the concept of suffering of the hiking today. Before the last activity, I will prepare you with what you should do and what you shouldn't do, so that you can have a safe hike. Okay. Today is a little bit rainy right now. Hopefully that the weather will get better when we get there, because if it's raining, the steps there, they are stone steps, so a little bit more slippery. Not very good if it's raining, but hopefully we're gonna get the sun later of the day. Alright, and that is the last activity, the hiking. After we finish with the Mua complex, we're going to go back to this bus, and the bus will take us back to Hanoi. If everything goes according to the plan, we are going to finish with all of the activities and go back to this bus in the afternoon at somewhere around 4:15 to 4:30 maybe. It depends on the traffic on the way back. Sorry, depends on how fast you can do. 4:15 to 4:30 we're gonna go back to this bus, and the bus will take us back to Hanoi. Another 2 hours and a half, and maybe 20 minutes to return you back to the hotels one by one. So if everything goes according to the plan, we're gonna return you back to the hotels at somewhere around maybe 7:15. Depends on the traffic on the way back. Again, everything has to rely on the traffic in Vietnam. Just a quick question, ladies and gentlemen. Is there any group today that have a plane to catch, or train, or the bus in the evening that I should know about? No, right? Okay, good. So we can be a bit more flexible with the time. But still today it is a group tour, so it will be very appreciated that all of the customers can stick to the plan and follow the instructions of the tour guide. And that is me. Is there any questions from the group, please? Let me summarize the plan again in a short version. In the morning we have is the Hoa Lư old capital with 2 temples to worship the 2 kings. And then the lunch in the afternoon is the Chiang An boat trip, 1 quick stop halfway, so please take pictures of the boat number. Okay? And we finish the tour with a typical next day, the hiking. And after you do the hiking, you can skip going to the gym for a week. That is the 3 activities for the tour today. Okay, so I see that there are some customers already come to sleep. I don't know what happened last night. I don't want to know. So
There's a lot of hiking from yesterday.
a lot of hiking yesterday.
Yes. When you get a
I know,
chance,
I was there.
okay. When you get a chance, I want to speak to you. Okay. Thank you.
So maybe that for now I can let you all get some rest, and maybe later after the short break, when you are more well rested, we can have more talk about the country Vietnam. Okay. And yeah, during the tour, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions or requests, please feel free to let me know. I'll be happy to answer all of the customer questions if I know the answer. So please, easy questions for me. Thank you very much. That is for now. Thank you.
Bây giờ các chị em là nghỉ chân ở đây để vệ sinh với lại tham quan đồ lưu niệm trong. Xin mời cô chú anh chị tiếp tục hành trình nhá. Ok. Đàn đĩa Hoa Lư mưa. Mưa đây là mưa, cho nên mà phải mua cái áo mưa để mặc.
Một lưu tao mất tiêu rồi, em tiêu xuống. Cô không dành cho con một lưu.
Khổ chưa? Chị em mình khổ quá, bây giờ đến đây là mưa.
Trời ơi, bị kiều đấy. Được ngày đi chơi mà mưa, trời khổ đầu tiên như Việt Nam bị mưa vậy. Cảm giác lạ lùng.
Bây giờ mình phải mua áo mưa để tiếp tục chiến đấu. Đây là đất của vị vua Đinh Bộ Lĩnh, Đinh Tiêu Hòa đó. Hình như là trước, theo như mình biết lịch sử đấy thì sẽ đi qua bên này.
Đây chụp nào.
Vâng.
Xin chào. Mình đã bị bỏ rơi rồi đấy.
Mình bị bỏ rơi, mình theo cái hơi dâm viên đấy. Bởi vì là cái khu này là liên quan đến lịch sử hơi dâm viên.
Các đồng chí. Người ta đang chờ mình phải không?
Nha.
Đây nếu mô được nơi chỗ nào kìa.
Nơi kiểm soát vé. Mình không có vé không? Mình bị bỏ rơi.
Waiting for you here.
Trời ơi.
Area is a layer of mountain in the front, more mountain on the right, the right, and on the left. So the whole capital is hidden inside the mountainous area. It will be very hard for the enemy to march a big army to attack into this area. That is the intention of the Ninh King. When he built the capital, he went to hide it inside the mountainous area. Use the nature as a defensive line. And the name of the place is called Hoa Lư. So you can see over here, ladies and gentlemen,
Nhà nước Đại Cổ Việt đây. Đây là nhà nước Đại Cổ Việt.
this the day that Ninh Bình finally defeat all of the other warlords. You see, he's a very big man, and surrounding him the 11 warlords or kneeling before him, offering him the sword, signaling that they are following him. And these are the 11 warlords. Okay? And this is the day he defeat all of the other warlords. On the first picture, I tell you, this is Ninh Bình when he was a child. You see, when Ninh Bình was a child, he already showed special talent when it comes to warfare because he was the commander of the children of his village. The children, they go play the fake war games riding the good of buffalo. And Ninh Bình was the commander, the leader. So very good when it comes to warfare at the early ages. Now please move to this over here.
So if you pick the French enemy all around here.
This is the day that his crown and seat. And the people come from all parts of the country.
And you know,
The capital to go congratulate him. And this is the name Hoa Lư.
until the Nan.
And that was in the year 968.
The story, the Ninh King will die by poison food.
And the Ninh King, he has 3 sons. Normally, according to the tradition, it will be the firstborn son to become the next king. That is according to the tradition. But the Ninh King didn't choose the firstborn son because he saw that the firstborn son was too violent and too aggressive. So he actually made the second son to become the successor, the next king. And this is exactly the thing that angered the firstborn son. Back then, the firstborn son already have some power, and he used his power to kill his own brother. Now, what is left of the country was the firstborn son and the thirdborn son. Thirdborn son is too young. The king has no other choice but to make the firstborn son as a successor. But on one night, on the year 979, the Ninh King and the firstborn son was all killed on the same night. According to the history book, it is said that it was a servant, a eunuch in the castle that killed the Ninh King and the firstborn son, and he was captured a few days later. According to his testimony, he said that he had a dream one night that there was a shooting star fall into his mouth during his sleep. So he took it as a sign that he should become the next king, and he decided to kill the Ninh King and the firstborn son. That is according to his testimony. We'll go back to this later. But he was executed immediately after that. Now what is left of the country was only the thirdborn son. And the thirdborn son, he became king at the age of 6. 6 years old he became king. What do you remember when you were 6 years old? Not much, right? Even now we have a king. It was actually the king's mother, the queen, the wife of the Ninh King, that ruled the kingdom instead of the 6-year-old prince. And the prince, he became king for 8 months. 8 months we have a 6-year-old king in Vietnam for 8 months. And until the king in China, he heard the news that the Vietnam country is a country without any leader. So they decided to bring a big army to attack Vietnam, to finish Vietnam once and for all. And under the situation, the queen, who is now the king's mother, decided she will give up the crown to a man. Now please take a few steps here. So, this is the funeral of the Ninh King. When the Ninh King was killed, normally according to the tradition, if he is a national hero, you're gonna build a temple to worship him. And now please take a few steps here.
One thousand unit of power change to the Lý Công Hoài.
This is the day that the queen decided to give up the crown. You see, this is a 6-year-old prince. He is now the king. Very, very small, 6 years old. His name is Ninh Tuan. So yes, he has the same last name as me. And this is the queen, the king's mother. They are handing over. This is a golden cloak and the golden crown to this man. This man is no normal man. He is actually the great general, the commander of the army of the country Vietnam. And his name is Lê Đại Hành. So that is how he was changed from the Dinh dynasty to the Lê dynasty in the Hoa Lư capital. And Lê Đại Hành, after he became king, on this next picture you see, he stand on top of the mountain to organize the defense. You see, we use the advantage of the surrounding. The enemy was lured into the very narrow alley inside the mountainous area. Our archer going head to head with them in the alley. Sorry, our cavalry and our archer went on top of the mountain to open the free fight to them. And on this next picture you see, the enemy is on the run. They lay down the weapon. The Vietnamese army has a big victory. After that, the general Lê Đại Hành continued to rule the capital here in Hoa Lư until he passed away in the year 1005. After that, his son became king. Only 4 years, the son died. No, he has no son of his own. So the people chose a man to become king, and that's when Lý Công Uẩn became king. And after that, Lý Công Uẩn decided to move the capital from Hoa Lư to Hanoi. The reason is because even though this place is very good for defending, but it is not very good for long-term growth. Because for the country to grow, you need changing in and out. And over the time, more and more people are going to start to come to the capital for work. That is why they moved the capital from Hoa Lư to Hanoi. Hanoi is a more flattened area, and it also have the biggest river in the delta in the northern Vietnam. That is the Red River. Now in here we don't have any more of the old palace because of all over 1,000 years in the past. But we have two temples to worship the two kings. Number one is the Ninh King. He has a contribution of building the country from the Civil War, united the country. And the second one is the Lê King, the general. And we're going to visit the port. Okay. And now please follow me to the attention.
Temple. I will take you go to the museum. You'll see something from 1,000 years ago. Yeah, to the temple.
Hai chị đây. Hai chị đâu? Hai chị đâu? Hai chị đấy đâu? Chị Khuê với chị đi đó. À. Ôi chị Khuê đâu? Mà áo xanh à? Đi trước à? Chị Như, chị Khuê đâu? Chị Khuê đâu? Đi chưa đi sao mà?
Nhóm mình đâu?
Đây nhóm mình đây, có chị Khuyên.
Con đây hả?
Và có chị Khuyên này.
Nhóm mình đi rồi.
Có nhóm mình đi rồi nhưng mà chị Khuyên đây. Chị đâu nhỉ? Đi lên chơi chưa? Chưa nhỉ? Đi rồi, nhóm của mình đi bên kia rồi.
Chị Quyên ơi! Bây giờ làm sao gọi cho chị nhỉ?
Gọi không được. Chị đã đi làm gì bên kia?
Nhanh lên!
Bên này.
And I could put here that there is one very famous village called the stone clubbing Ninh Bình.
Oh, you see? Mom did it. It's perfect
They
together.
are worried that the one that killed the Dinking might lose its back in his body. And they decide to build 100 coffins of the Dinking. 100. 99 are the decoys. Only one has a real body. And they distribute 100 coffins in all of the Ninh province. It took the local people a very long time until they can finally reach the real body of the Dinking, and they put it on top of the mountain over there. Not yet open for tourism, not yet. But that is where they put the real body of the Dinking. So now we're gonna go into the temple. But first, you go that. The first thing you're gonna see is to go inside. You have to overcome a pretty high step over there. The step. The step also have the meaning. First of all, it is to fence off the animal, because you know Vietnam is a farming country, so dog, chicken stay outside. But the second meaning, it is to show respect to the person inside, because when you come from the outside, you have to do it like this. Your body lean forward. It's like you're making a bow to the person inside. And on the way out, you are not supposed to turn your back on the temple and go out. You are supposed to go backward. Do it like this. So one bow to go in, one bow to go out. That is the proper way. Today we go this way, and then we're going to exit on the other side. Okay? So there's no need for you to go backward.
And real random.
This before we go in. They made it to some other Cambodian country even sometimes. They're gonna make it go on the bus. Now first, and then we everyone continue to sit like this.
Đi vào bên trong có hồ.
Make a hole. What you will check it where the lucky day, where the goose day will start. One lucky day. Yeah. Also for the number in Vietnam, we have no lucky. So for the and only food are
Đây tôi là người của cái này là cháu mẹ.
and separate capital. So now you can come in.
Long queue. So now I think we should take the opportunity and go inside. Okay, so please go inside and go to the room at the end, see the statue of the Dinking and its three sons. Okay, you go on the right and you exit on the left, and I will wait for you on the other side. Thế mình đi tham quan đền vô đinh và ba ngày con cho hai chưa? Cả một ngày ba. Giờ thôi nhưng bây giờ tao ăn. Dinking temple and his three sons. Three sons. Mình phải lại một tuần. Có hai chị trong nhóm mình không nói tiếng Anh.